Hey YouTube, this is Xavier here. Got a real review for you. 2017 Jeep Grand Cherokee personal vehicle. I just kind of want to give you a review from a real perspective of an owner. I've owned it for about a year now. Just kind of want to tell you about some features and give you kind of a real perspective of what it's really like day to day to live with the a rear-wheel drive Grand Cherokee. I know a lot of people can't say that. So, all right, here we go. All right. First thing I want to tell you, just in case you have or haven't seen the review before. First thing, look at the door. You see that little button right there? There's a sensor behind the door. That is for unlock. You push the button to lock. All right, I'm going to unlock it. All right. Push button ignition. We're going to push the button to start. Alrighty. First things first, straight in front of us, as you see, we got the tach there. So this button right here, it goes and scrolls through the menu of everything that's in the digital cluster right there. You can see your Bluetooth, your start and stop. You can see the miles. You can see your actual fuel economy and your tire pressure. And this, you can obviously scroll through here and see all your different temperatures and everything like that. Right below that button is the telephone pickup and hang up, and that is your voice button, just in case you want to use that. I will be honest, I hardly ever use it. This is your cruise control right here. Obviously, you see we got paddles. Alrighty, coming over this way here, we got the tried and true Uconnect 8.4. This is a 2017 model, so mine definitely looks different than either the 18, where they changed it so you have the Android Auto, or the 19 in 2020, where they actually are flush mounted now. So if you look at mine and look at a new one, it definitely will be a little bit different. Down here you can see your volume controls. This is your tune knob right here. This is your air conditioner right here. As you can see, there's dual climate control right there. Your defrost and everything like that. This is your parking sensor. This is the auto start stop. Some people like it, some people don't. Hey, I leave it on because it does save a little bit of fuel. Not much, but just a little bit. This is your eco button that when the car starts up, most of the time it's always on eco. This is your sport button, just in case, you know, you want to get a little crazy with it. That works. And this is your traction control off. I normally do not ever touch that. Here we go over here. As you can see right here, it's faux wood. That's your glove compartment right there. You can see mirrors and lights. Your controls up here, if you can see that. This is for your sunroof, and this is to move it all the way back for the panorama. So it's 2 touches for all the way back, 1 touch just for halfway back. So if you watch, 1 touch for half, as you can see, and 1 touch again for all the way back, as you can see. Alrighty, coming down, as you can see, got the auto dimming mirror right there. And this is the 911 button. This is the home button. And that's the assist. I hardly ever use those, but you can if you want to. Coming all the way down. As you see, this is your lighting controls right here. This is auto, fog lights. Down below here is your fuel door release. Alright. And obviously, see this chrome handles, power mirror controls right there. The first two, the front two, are auto down and up. The back is just straight down. Auto locks again. As you can see, this is your two-person memory, only for the driver's seat. There is your brake right there, your emergency brake. I do have a nitpick about that one. I will get on that. I will touch on that later. As you can see here, this is your four-way lumbar. This is back, fourth, and it also goes up and down. All right. So we are gonna move to the back. Before I do, I just wanted to touch on the fact that the 9 system speaker system is fairly good. You only get the 9 speaker when you get a limited. If you decide to get a higher trim, you definitely can go for the 19 speaker system. Starting off right off the bat, as you see here, you have your rear controls for the rear passengers. First thing you see is they can control the airflow through the vents. Next thing you see is the 2 dual USBs. You have the heated rear seats for the outboard passengers. And then, of course, your 115 volt AC. Speaker in the door right there. They try to dress it up with a little bit of vinyl right there across there. There's a little chrome on the door handles. As you can see, the rear passengers do have the luxury of having the tinted glass. Obviously, the front is not tinted. There is power as well back here. These seats actually do lean back. I'm going to show you that right quick. If you can see the other seat there and see this seating position. Alrighty. As you can see in front of me, we have good space here. I'm sitting behind myself. I'm 5'7". The one thing that I do love back here is there's a lot of room underneath the seat. So if you do have larger, taller people in your back seat, they can stretch their feet out a little bit more just so they can actually get that extra room with their knees and their legs. The ceiling, obviously with the sunroof, it does bring it down a little bit, but as far as I'm concerned, there's still pretty great headroom. Grab handles right here, coat hooks, lights, as you see. All right, let us head to the tailgate. There's a couple ways that you can open the tailgate. This is obviously, like I said, the released. You can either open it from the side, you can open it from the key fob right here, double tapping twice, and you can also open it right there, as you can see. I do have my cover on. All you have to do, pull it back. When you take it out, you just unlatch those two things, take it right out, and give you maximum cargo capacity. Obviously those two seats right there are folding. They do fold flat. One thing I love about the 2017s, at least, they do have the rails inside, so if you're sliding cargo, you do not mess up your carpet. Obviously you can take this out too if you want to. Love the plates here. Definitely, I load a lot of things in here, so they definitely get used, and they definitely are welcomed. So we're gonna hit the button real quick so I can lower the tailgate. Righty. The 2017 Grand Cherokee, whether it be limited or anything like that, starts base 17s. Then there's the option for what I have is the 18s with the 5-star design. They also have 20s. Alrighty. So while we're outside, let's talk about some things that you might see here. First, you see the signature surround that you can tell all the Grand Cherokees have. The second thing that you'll notice here is the fog lights. Now when you look at the fog lights, they are the projector beam. There's also the LED projector beam fog lights as well. Obviously you see the chrome surround. Because I have a limited, most of my stuff is going to be chrome. I do have some black highlights here, as you can see, and on the bottom, but most everything on mine is going to be chrome because I have the limited. Every trim is different, so some will be fully chromed out and some will be blacked out. Some will have granite crystal. It just depends on the trim that you have. Mine is limited, so everything that I have is going to necessarily be chrome. The mirrors, the grill underneath, surrounds, the handles, everything's gonna be chrome as far as that goes. A lot of people don't know this, but Jeep put a little secret egg in here, and if you look real close, you'll see a little Jeep symbol right there on one side, and then you go to the other side and you'll see something else. Watch this. Okay, what does it say right there? Since 1941. Little Easter egg for all us Jeep lovers. And you know, a lot of people would not see it, but it's there, it's cool, so why not? Obviously you can see the stance, and as I said, this is a 4x2, so it is a tad bit lower than a 4x4. The 4x4 would be a little bit higher just because of the fact that it's a 4x4 that needs the ground clearance. Now mine is not that much lower, but it's just a little bit lower just because mine is a 4x2 and not a 4x4. I know it's funny having a 4x2 instead of a 4x4, but for my needs, this is what I needed at the moment and what I wanted, so that's what I got. As you can see the profile, this is one of the things I love most about my Jeep, is the actual profile of the Jeep. It's a handsome car. I love the way it looks. It definitely has a personality, as you see the body lines, the hood, everything like that. Just in case anybody wants to know, the color that I have is called Granite Crystal Pearl. Not necessarily a special color. Unfortunately, you definitely do see that a lot, but it's okay. I don't mind it at all. I do actually love the color because a lot of times, now right now it's not really dirty, but if it was dirty right now, there's one thing that I don't like about white cars, and sometimes even with black cars, they show a lot of dirt. My car right here, even if it was dirty, you probably wouldn't see it until I went all the way up here and showed you all those sparkly right there. But otherwise, you couldn't see it if I was all the way back here. Why? Because of the color that it is. And that is one of the reasons why I picked the color, because I did have a choice between white and black as well, but I chose this color instead. And I think that's gonna be about it. I'm gonna wrap it up with a little bit of a drive just to show you guys. Even though I do have a 3.6 liter, I don't have the 5.7 Hemi or the 6.2 or the 6.4, but it is actually surprisingly quick. It is a heavy car, definitely is. The truck is definitely heavy, but I can 100% tell you that even as heavy as it is, it's definitely quicker than you would think it would be. The car comes stock with 295 horsepower, 260 pounds-feet of torque, and that is mated to a 8-speed automatic. And as you see here, I am showing you the turning radius of the car, because as you see, it's very, very tight for a big truck like this. I mean, you can never imagine how tight it would be. Sorry guys, you know, it definitely loves safety, so it will yell at you for the longest time. It will not go off. So now, as you see, I'm just driving. Like I said, it definitely has some grunt to it. I'm not gonna say it's a race car by any means. It definitely is. As you see, the auto start stop just went off, and now it's kicking back on. It definitely does have a little bit of grunt. I'm not gonna say it's a race car, but I definitely will tell you that. I'm gonna show you real quickly here. It gets up to speed. The 8-speed is great at shifting down when you need it. I can't lie to you, I actually do use the paddles. I know a lot of people are gonna say, hey, why use the paddles? It's not a race car. I find that when I'm doing certain things, that the 8-speed shifts so much better when you're manually shifting it. So I think that'll conclude the end of the review. I want to thank you guys for watching. And again, 2017 Grand Cherokee review. You guys have a great day. Bye.